Tonight, when you look up at the eastern sky after sunset, you'll see something unmistakable, a brilliant point of light, shining brighter than any star. That's Jupiter, the king of planets, and right now, it's putting on one of the best shows of the entire year. You don't need a telescope. You don't need any special equipment. With nothing more than a pair of binoculars, you can see Jupiter's four largest moons, tiny worlds discovered by Galileo over 400 years ago, arranged like diamonds on either side of the giant planet. And if you've been wondering what that incredibly bright object is in the night sky lately, this is your answer. Let's explore why Jupiter looks so spectacular right now, and how you can see it for yourself tonight. Jupiter is always impressive, but December 2025 is special. The planet is approaching what astronomers call opposition, the moment when Jupiter, Earth, and the Sun line up in a straight line, with Earth in the middle. Opposition happens roughly once every 13 months, and when it does, Jupiter becomes bigger, brighter, and closer to Earth than at any other time in its orbit. This year, opposition occurs in early January 2026, which means we're in the sweet spot right now. At the moment, Jupiter is shining at a magnitude of around -2.7, making it the brightest object in the night sky after the Moon and Venus. It outshines every star you can see, including Sirius, the brightest star of all. And here's the beautiful part. Jupiter stays visible all night long. It rises in the east around sunset, climbs high overhead by midnight, and doesn't set until dawn. You have hours to observe it, from any location on Earth. So what will you actually see when you look at Jupiter? With the naked eye, Jupiter appears as a brilliant white dot. It doesn't twinkle like stars do. Planets shine with a steady light because they're close enough that Earth's atmosphere doesn't distort them as much. But grab a pair of binoculars, even basic 10 by 51s, and the view transforms. First, Jupiter itself will appear as a tiny disk, not just a point of light, but an actual round shape. You might even notice that it's slightly oval, not perfectly circular. That's because Jupiter is oblate. It bulges at the equator due to its incredibly fast rotation. A day on Jupiter lasts less than 10 hours. And then, the real magic, the moons. You'll see up to 4 tiny points of light near Jupiter, arranged in a line. These are the Galilean moons: Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. They're called that because Galileo Galilei was the first person to observe them through a telescope in 1610. On any given night, you might see all 4, or just 2 or 3. That's because they're constantly orbiting Jupiter. Sometimes one passes in front of the planet, sometimes another swings behind it. If you watch Jupiter on consecutive nights, you'll see the moons change positions, proof that they're in motion around their giant host. Here's how to see Jupiter tonight. Step 1. Find the eastern sky. If you're not sure where east is, use a compass app on your phone, or just remember that the sun sets in the west, so east is opposite. Step 2. Look for the brightest object. Around 7 to 8 p.m. local time, depending on where you are, Jupiter will be climbing above the horizon. It will be impossible to miss, a dazzling white beacon low in the sky. Step 3. Grab binoculars. Any pair will work. Hold them steady, or rest your elbows on something solid to reduce shaking. Focus on Jupiter, and wait for your eyes to adjust. You should see Jupiter as a small disk, and near it, 1, 2, 3, or 4 tiny stars lined up. Those are the Galilean moons. If you have a telescope, even a small one, the view gets even better. You'll see Jupiter's cloud bands, the dark belts and bright zones that wrap around the planet. You might even glimpse the Great Red Spot, a massive storm larger than Earth, if it's facing our direction. But honestly, binoculars are enough to feel the magic. When you see those moons for yourself, you're seeing what Galileo saw: worlds orbiting another world, proving that not everything in the universe revolves around Earth. Let's talk about those 4 moons for a moment, because they're not just dots. They're entire worlds, each one unique. Io is the innermost moon, and it's the most volcanically active body in the entire solar system. It's constantly erupting, spewing sulfur and lava into space, powered by the intense gravitational tug-of-war between Jupiter and the other moons. Europa is an ice-covered moon with a hidden ocean beneath its frozen crust, an ocean that might be twice as large as all of Earth's oceans combined. Scientists think Europa could harbor life, making it one of the most exciting targets for future exploration. Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system, bigger than the planet Mercury. It has its own magnetic field, something almost no other moon has, and it might also hide an underground ocean. Callisto is the outermost of the four, heavily cratered and ancient, a frozen time capsule from the early solar system. When you see those 4 points of light near Jupiter, you're not just looking at moons. You're looking at an entire miniature solar system, a family of worlds orbiting a giant planet 400 million miles away. Jupiter will continue to brighten over the next few weeks, reaching its absolute peak in early January when it finally reaches opposition. At that point, it will be at its closest to Earth for the year, and the best time to observe it with a telescope. But you don't have to wait. Tonight is already spectacular. And here's a bonus. If you're also watching for the Ganymede meteor shower on December 14th, Jupiter will be right there in the sky with you, shining brilliantly near the constellation Gemini. It's like the universe is giving you two shows for the price of one. There's something profoundly moving about seeing Jupiter with your own eyes, not through a photo on a screen, but live, in real time, as photons that left that giant world 8 minutes ago finally reach your eyes. And when you spot those tiny moons, you're connecting with centuries of astronomy. You're seeing what Galileo saw, what every astronomer since has marveled at, proof that the cosmos is vast, dynamic, and full of worlds beyond our own. So tonight, step outside. Find that brilliant light in the east. Grab binoculars if you have them, or just stand there and look. Jupiter is waiting, brighter than it's been all year, ready to remind you that we live in a universe of wonders. If you want more sky-watching guides, astronomy deep dives, and cosmic stories like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. I'll see you under the stars. Clear skies.